Hello, introduce. My name is Putra Gajayadi Mardika from the Electronic System Engineering Technology Study Program at the Ganesha University of Education. On this cousin, I will share my experience in participant in inverter AC training at PT Daikin in Denpasar, Bali. On June 20, participants who took part in the training were study from the to end for semester of the electronic system engineering, the technology study program. There were also study from the electronical engineering education study program. Several lectures from inggris and AC technical in Denpasar. I left to Denpasar, Singaraja with my study program in a friend at 6:30 and a friend at the location at 8:30. 30 minutes later, the inverter AC training from PT Daikin begins, starting with the introduction of the presenter and the material to be taught. The first material is the introduction of the cooling cycle by the presenter. The cooling cycle consists of two parts, namely the indoor and outdoor parts. In the indoor part, there is something called the evaporator, in which function to absorb the heat in the room. Then in the outdoor part, there is such a thing as a condenser, which function to lower the temperature of the refrigerant during the condition process. Refrigerant is a liquid that function as a cooling agent in an AC circulation system. Then the outdoor and the indoor part are introduction in the AC circulation system. That next material is how to check the problems that exist in the inverter AC. One way to check for problems with the AC is to use the AC remote itself. You want example of how to check is by pressing the off the button and temperature setting simulation. The remote, it will display two digital code in the phrase digit, we have to check the problem code by pressing the temperature setting until a low back is earned on the AC. Then to check the code in the coding digits by pressing the fan button on the remote and do the follow. One example of how to check is by pressing the off button and temperature setting simulation. The remote, it will display 2-digit code in the first digit. We have to check the problem code by pressing the temperature setting until a long beep is heard on the AC. Then to check the code in the second digit by pressing the fan. By pressing the fan button on the remote that do the following in remote to but on button. The sum as the phrase digit of the coding until 2 beeps sound if the problem. The code as a bit determined, then we will unleash the problem code. For example, the U4 problem code means that 3 is a problem with the indoor part which does not send a signal to the outdoor part. 2 the make to the thermistor component after the delivery of the material. The time indication of for looked to the participant and present to act look break. Until 1 p.m. participants ate together in the specie profit during lunch. During lunch time, we exchange experience with the technician who attended the training after. Launching the material continue with the practice of measuring indoor PCB modules. PCB modules measurement precision is divided into a server group in choosing of a study. Section and technician in a group. The first thing to measure is the fuse. Fuse on the module, the valve that is still good on the fuse is no more than in homes you more that 0 egg home. Then a fuse then the measure the code on the module. After that, we person to measure the EPIM IC on the module. After that, we continue to measure the voltage. The voltage at a server points on the indoor AC inverter module. And lastly, we measure the resistance of the inverter AC thermistor. AC thermistor and everything we measure is still in good condition. After measuring the indoor module on the inverter AC, we present to fraction solving a problem that exist in the inverter AC. The initial step that my groups was to check the problem code on the AC inverter, and the coding that came out was really as L L5 in which is a problem with the outdoor thermistor that has been reset. That been reset. You after we reprint the thermistor, you can repeat the thermistor on the other outdoor AC inverter. Part can work normally. The training session has entered its final stage. Namely, the test to obtain a training certificate. The participant were give question to answer. To answer, a participant who score below egg dates not get a certificate. Egg 0 after doing the dash, the training was closed by taking a group photo the training.